Thank you to EA for sponsoring this video. Defense is extremely challenging in College Football 25. And unlike offense, where there's over 130 playbooks, for defense, there's only a select few. Well, we really need to stop, boys. Like, really bad this drive. That's not a good start. We're going to play a drive defensively here. Try to get back in this game using the 4-2-5 over G. Baseline is gone in college football, and that was a big way to, like, set up all your blitzes in Madden in previous years. So, yeah, blitzing's really not going to be a huge factor in this game. It's going to be about making good adjustments, having a good user, utilizing the switch stick, which we'll talk about later. Questionable read from my opponent right there. I'm going to run this inverted cover 3 here. I'm going to play hard flats. Just make this guy throw down the field and then switch stick if he goes to a corner route. It was screen. Completely fell for that. We make a great tackle, though. Everybody online loves to use Alabama. They love to use Georgia. Nobody uses bad teams. Like, everybody is using the most OP teams. And we get a pick right here. We get a pick. Come on, Johnson. Let's go, baby. Can we crib it, too? Can we crib it for the video? Oh, almost. Not a bad effort. Not a bad effort at all. Now I'm going to show you guys how to set up this inverted cover 3 out of, again, the 4-2-5 over G and the 4-2-5 playbook. Let's go ahead and call cover 2 here. We'll call any offensive play. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shade down. So Y to bring up your secondary coverage adjustments. Right stick down to shade underneath. This turns my cloud flats or my outside corners into hard flats. The cool thing about the 4-2-5 over G is we can actually place our safeties in outside third. So very unique adjustments for our safeties here. I'm going to double tap Y to bring up our individual secondary adjustments here. I'm going to select the guy I want to put in a zone. So in this case, I want to adjust both safeties. We can go in either order. I'll just select our strong safety here on the right side of the field. I'm going to go left on the right stick to place him in an outside third on the right. I'm going to do the same thing with our safety on the left. Obviously, though, I want him in an outside third on the left side of the field. So left on the left stick there. And then now I'm going to place my middle linebacker here in a middle third. So just click onto him, press A, up on the left stick to put him in a middle third. So it looks like this. Now we have a hook curl on the left. We have a 4-man rush, which should generate some decent, consistent pressure. We have hard flats here, and then we're going to user either the slot corner or the other linebacker. And then right there, we get a user pick. I mean, I couldn't have scripted that any better. Now, because we're shading down and taking away our opponent's checkdowns into the flats, that means we're going to be vulnerable to giving up corner routes down the sideline. But honestly, that's something we're completely fine with this year, as they added the switch stick defensively, which means we can flick our right stick in any direction that we want to click onto the nearest defender mid-play before the ball is thrown, and basically bait our opponents into hopefully throwing interceptions. If you want to become good with the switch stick, you're going to have to practice. There's no shortcuts. Just be careful about doing it too much. You might give up some free touchdowns. So after scoring in our opening drive, it's time to send some pressure after our opponent using the 3-3-5 penny formation on defense. We get a sack on the opening play of the drive. Our opponent runs the ball at a goal line. Fortunately for us, though, the penny is actually pretty decent run defense on top of it. And then the alignment of my opponent's spread formation on offense on 3rd and 20 messes with the positioning of my linebacker. I want him closer to the line of scrimmage. I can fix that by using the new feature on defense, the shell feature. I can make everything look exactly the same: cover 4, cover 2, cover 0. It just allows me to have consistency with the looks of my safeties. Now, I do audible out of it into a cover 3, but we get the user interception regardless, and we get the ball back here against BYU. You can find Penny in the 3-3-5 tight defensive playbook. Now I'm going to show you guys how to set up this blitz in practice mode. What we're going to do here is shift our defensive line away from the tight end and the running back. So in this case, we'll shift left. I'm then going to crash my defensive line out or up. So left on the D-pad to bring up our quick adjustments for our defensive line, up on the right stick to slant outside. I'm then going to globally blitz all of our linebackers by tapping right on the D-pad to bring up our quick adjustments for our linebackers, down on the right stick to blitz all. I'm going to zone out my user here. And remember, you cannot use the switch stick feature if your user is being blitzed, so make sure he's always in a zone. And then right here, we should be able to generate some decent pressure. You guys can see nobody really comes in free. It's not necessarily an A gap or a B gap. Sometimes you will get one, but you get really quick pressure regardless. The sheds are going to come in very, very quick, and it's one of the best blitzes in the game. And don't worry, I wouldn't show you guys a blitz if I also didn't show you guys how to pick it up. There's brand new pass blocking features this year. You can hold LB to bring them up. and we can full slide to the left. We can half slide to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to half slide to the left here. Obviously, this blitz is trying to come off of that side. So let's go ahead and do that. We can bring up our play art here by going up on the right stick if we hold right trigger. And you guys can see from the play art now, our offensive line is really dedicating themselves to stopping this blitz from coming in off that left-hand side. You guys can see they pick it up absolutely perfectly. Everything is wide open for a touchdown. And yeah, the new pass protection features are really, really great. Now with the new pass protection features, the removal of base align, and the general fact that blitzes are not very good in this game, it's going to be really important, or more important than ever, to disguise your coverages and mix up your play calling. And again, we can do that by going into any formation of our choosing and going left or right on the right stick to change our shell to a cover 0, a cover 2, a cover 3, a cover 4, or a cover 6. So we can make every coverage look the same regardless of what we're calling. So I'm going to set my shell here to a cover 2, and I'm going to call a cover 3 defense right here. And you guys can see it still looks like a cover 2. So a great way to disguise the coverages we're calling and hopefully bait our opponent into throwing an interception again. Now 3-3-5 penny was actually called 3-3 cub in Madden 24, and the cool thing about it in College Football 25 is they added a ton of different match coverages. So a lot of cover 3 matches, cover 4 palms, cover 4 quarters, cover 6 Willie, cover 9, just a lot more plays to choose from here. But defense can be really challenging on College Football 25, so don't get too down on yourself, especially if you're struggling early on. Just get the hang of that switch stick, and I promise you, you're going to have a lot more success defensively.